Hey there, welcome to day 25 of our Get Up and Go Challenge. Today we're going to talk about spirit. This is a little angel tangly thing. I do have a little angel right here. I believe in angels for a lot of reasons, and it doesn't matter what you believe in. We all get to believe in different things religiously, spiritually, with respect to what our faith is. But we all have some semblance of faith, and how that shows up in our life is different for each and every one of us, just like how our physical well-being, how our emotional well-being, how our mental well-being, how our every area and aspect of our life is unique and special and different for each and every one of us. Well, today we're going to apply the SOAP framework to our spiritual health, our spiritual well-being. Now, for me personally, my religious beliefs and my spirituality changed dramatically 10 or so years ago when I had a sudden cardiac arrest. And having a death experience will definitely change how you view and what beliefs you have and how you move forward in your life. And that's part of why I think the SOAP framework is so powerful, is it allows us to consciously make choices that move us in the direction we want our life to go without having to drop dead in order to make such a dramatic change in our life and in the things that are important to us. So how do we apply the SOAP framework to our spirituality? And I'm going to call it spirituality instead of religion, but you can fill in whatever religious beliefs, whatever faith, whatever practices you happen to follow. And what you're going to do is, like with everything else, when we talk about the S in our spiritual well-being, our spiritual health, what is your current situation? What is your current level of spiritual belief? What is your spiritual story? What is the story you're telling yourself right now? Not like I could say, oh, I grew up Catholic and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, but that's not my current story. My current story is very different than growing up Catholic. My story now is, hey, I dropped dead 10 years ago. That caused me to go on a massive journey to totally reevaluate my belief, my faith, my feelings, my thoughts about religion, spirituality, you know, your being, what our soul is, you know, and all the other areas and aspects of spirituality. You know, getting to know who we really are inside, not just who we show up as in this physical body in the world. So my current situation versus what I want my desired situation to be, I like, say we go from C to D instead of A to B or A to Z. And there's a gap there, right? Where I am right now spiritually and with respect to faith and connectedness and well-being, my spiritual well-being is different than where I ultimately want to be when I leave this world, right? When I transition. I call it transitioning. I don't call it dying anymore. I call it transitioning. But where I am now and where I want to be, there's a gap there. And we're going to use the SOAP framework to fill that gap. So I know there's this gap between where I am now with respect to my religious or faith practices and beliefs and thoughts about religion and thoughts about spirituality and thoughts about purpose and spirit and why we're here and our bigger overall grandiose reason for existing. Where I am now versus where I want to be, they're different. I know I have growth and places and things to learn, a whole lot of things to learn and definitely put into practice about becoming the best version of myself. Now, what are some of the ways I can fill that gap? That's where we go into our brainstorming about and coming up with what are the possible ways to go from where I am to where I want to be. Now, our tool today, and I'm going to use it throughout, we're going to use it throughout all of the SOAP framework, is meditation. It's a lot of different ways to meditate. I talked about a lot of them in previous sessions and in previous Get Up and Go challenges. So if you're interested in different types of meditation, you could search in the search box in either the group or on the private page, or you can go to Google and you can search meditation if you've never meditated before. To me, the simplest form of meditation is just focusing on my breathing, finding a place where I can just calmly for even 30 seconds or a minute focus on my breathing, to center myself and think about what it is that I want, or to just calm myself, whatever the purpose of the meditation is. There are super duper complicated forms of meditation. There's meditation tapes, there's meditation sounds, there's binaural beats and all different kinds of beats and theta and different kinds of waves that you can use and listen to while you meditate. You can listen to guided meditations. You can, hypnosis is a form of meditation. You can do all kinds of different things and study that. But we're not going to talk about all of that here. Just think about it as a tool that you can use at any time. And to me, meditation is just focused thinking, or focused lack of thinking. It's just clearing our mind and relaxing into what is right for us. So our story, what's our story? What's the story we want it to be? How are we going to fill the difference? We brainstorm 10 or more possible ways that we could fill that gap. What are some ways I could fill the gap from where I am to where I want to be spiritually? I could go to I could go to Nepal and go on a trek, or go to Nepal and go to one of the, I want to say monasteries. Is that the right word? Monasteries. Obviously, I have a cold, and my head is a little jumbled these days. Yesterday and today, and probably for another day or two. So I could go on a journey, or go to monasteries, or go visit the monks, or go to courses, or take courses, or go to study different religions, and study different spiritual beliefs, study with different gurus and experts in different areas of religion. That's one thing I could do. I could go online and I could look into and study. I could read books. I could research. I could do all kinds of things to improve my spiritual well-being, my spiritual understanding. And then I'm going to pick one of those things. I'm going to take action on it, right? What is some action I could do right now to start to fill that gap? Not to fill the gap, but to just make a teeny tiny baby step toward the desired outcome that I want, toward what I want. I could, and I am doing, a book called, Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. It's a playbook, and I'm doing that. It's actually taking me an entire year to go through all the exercises in that book, but it's a huge understanding myself better and a spiritual development type of book and practice. And then our P in the SOAP framework is, of course, for progress. How do I know that I'm moving toward what I want? Well, do I feel better about my life? Do I feel better about my spiritual existence? Do I feel like I'm becoming the human being that I'm meant to be while I'm here on this life experience and on the planet? Yes or no? If it's yes, I keep doing it. If it's no, I don't. So, for example, I've been going through this book and doing the exercises. I know that some of them are very hard, but they make me feel better. They make me understand myself better and move me toward being the person, the soul, the being that I want to be here on the planet. So I'm going to keep doing that. So I know I'm making progress. So that's just a quick and dirty run through of the SOAP framework and how I applied it to my spiritual health, my spiritual well-being. Perhaps you want to be like my sister did it, and she's wanted to improve her relationship with God. She had a leukemia experience, and she has been, she survived that mainly because of her faith in her religion and in God and praying and things. And well, she credits medicine and God with both. But what she's doing now is she wanted to continue to improve her relationship with God and with her religion. And so she now is she thought of all of her options, and then she took action. She started to take a Bible study course, and now I think she's probably 5 years into taking Bible study courses because she knows they make her a better human being. She knows, and they're non-denominational, so she knows she gets to learn about all different people's experiences. It's a group of all different people. I think they're all women that are exploring their spirituality together, and she does that, and she's done it repeatedly because she knows that she's making progress toward becoming the person she wants to be. So that is our action item today. Think of something with respect to your spiritual health, your spiritual well-being, religion, spirituality, however you view it, and run it through the SOAP framework. And then in the comments below, share how the SOAP framework worked for you today. Is it getting easier for you to look at things and find things and run them through the SOAP framework? We want to make sure that by the end of the challenge, it's automatic. So it's as automatic for you as it is for me. It's a lot harder for me to talk about and explain how I use the SOAP framework than it is to actually do it, because it's just automatic now. Faced with a challenge, for example, I have a cold. Faced with a challenge, boom, SOAP framework automatically. What's the situation? I have a cold, I don't feel good. I want to feel good because I'm traveling in like 4 days. So what am I going to do about it? What are all my options? And I've had options. My son's given me options. My son-in-law's given me options. My daughter's given me options. So I've got a whole bunch of options, picked several of them, and now I'm acting and taking and playing with the different options to see what works best for me. Am I making progress? I feel better than I did yesterday, so I'm going to say yes. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, keep experimenting, keep drinking the hot beverages and see what works for me. So see, I just automatically use the SOAP framework, and so do my kids, because they're so used to me doing it. They don't even know it's a SOAP framework, but they do it all the time. All right, any questions? Hit me up in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow, and we are going to do confidence soap. I've never done confidence soap before, so it should be fun to go through the SOAP framework using an area and aspect of our life that's super important and foundational that I have personally never consciously used the soap framework on. I guarantee I've used it subconsciously, but I haven't used it consciously. So I'm going to give a conscious example tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Any questions, ask. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.